We're live. We had a little technical issue on our end, but we're back. We always have a technical issue.
Hi everyone
We
that's
don't
watching.
we don't know how to work any of these things. Well, hello everybody. It's been a while since the last time we saw you. So, how have you guys been doing?
Where are you watching from? Um, Today we have a short live. We have basically we're gonna cover Oshkosh news and a little bit of catch up on what we have been doing and why we have been MIA for the past months. But we do have two exciting things coming up.
Yes. But yeah, before we get started, let us know in the comments if you guys have any questions. Just put them in the comments, and if you have, let us know where you're coming from. Let us know where you fly, what do you fly, whether you fly experimental, certified. We're interested to know what our audience is out there.
We have Jeffrey asking any progress on a different source of engine monitoring. Yeah, we have, well, it doesn't depend on us. The what's the company called? I think they're gonna be at Oshkosh. I'm hoping.
Wapsi arrow.
Wapsi Aero. This company was designing a really neat engine analyzer that basically replaces the old GRT screens. It's the same size, same plug, same everything.
Sorry, buddy, I'm playing with the camera here. Apparently, there is a mess. Our voice and the video is not matching. So let us know if it's working now. Let's see.
Okay. Can everybody see us? Give us a thumbs up if you can see us and hear us. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like we're not adjusted like the video. I don't know why, to be very honest with you. Okay, so apparently we're good now. Ay, ay, ay. We always have something going on. All right, continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, we were talking about engine analyzers, answering Jeffrey's question. Wapsi Aero, last time I talked to them, they said they were going to be at Oshkosh.
They are actually.
They are
Mm-hmm.
showcasing their new engine analyzer. And the good news about this is that if you already have a GRT and you want to upgrade, it's the same connections, the same protocol. You don't have to do anything to the eye level side of things or the app, just plug and play replacement. But the differences is that the screen of their engine analyzer is color coded and it has warnings and um, just a really nice, bright digital display that will show you all the engine information, and it's compatible with the eye level. Other than that, I know the guys from LX Navigation were working on the engine integration and they were hoping to showcase it at AirVenture. So we might be able to see that and test that at the shows. At the shows, we test a lot of things. Everybody comes up with
Everybody comes from all over the place.
something new.
Yeah,
And there was another manufacturer from Australia or I think
I
it's
think it's
New
New Zealand.
Zealand. They were also working on an engine analyzer that was Bluetooth and serial, and it was going to be compatible with the iLevel. So we're going to get together with them and test their solution. So yes, lots of options coming up
Yeah.
locally. Okay, next question, or should we jump right into the news?
Well, let's
What do
jump
you want?
into well, we have a couple of announcements. We're gonna be at Oshkosh. As you know, this year we are going to be in Hangar C, booth 3074. So make sure you stop by and say hi to Ananda. She's waiting for you. um, but yeah, we're gonna be there hanging out, and then if you're in the area as well, we every Oshkosh we do like a wings and beer party. So you guys are invited. So just stop by the booth, and we can give you some details. So uh, remember Hangar C, booth 3074. We're gonna be there, and we can wait. I mean, I've been so busy the last couple of days and weeks preparing for the show. I probably have like 300 emails to answer. But we're ready.
Yes.
We're ready for the show. We're gonna Nanda and I will hit the road next week.
This is so you have an idea. This is what Ricardo does every year. He goes out to the airport, gets all the airplanes out, and he lays out our entire booth just as if it was installed at Oshkosh, just to make sure that we have every single screw, every single tool, every light works. He puts everything out and then packs it all in, and then we unpack it at the show and
And then
pack
we'll
it
pack
all
it with
in.
you. And
But
some
keep
way,
in mind,
somehow, I still forget stuff.
oh yeah, it's like, Ricardo, did you bring? Oh,
I'm like,
but he does this in Florida weather, and it's been really hot and really humid lately. Yesterday we went flying, and um, Ricardo was there sweating, putting the booth together, and so overwhelmed. I just saw him like staring at his notes, like I don't know what to do.
I don't know where to
So
start.
hopefully we bring everything to the show this year.
You know,
I'm
one time
counting. We're counting
we're
on you.
counting on that. One time I put the airplane outside and I was setting up the booth, and then I didn't even look at the weather. I had the airplane. The airplane's a bubble canopy. It was all open, like the biggest storm you can ever hit in Florida. The motorhome, we have a motorhome right in the middle, so I couldn't put the airplane back in. It was just a big mess. Airplane, me, everything was soaking wet, and
Oh,
strong winds. It was just a mess.
yeah.
So, but
Air show season is
air
very
shows, yeah,
interesting.
air shows are very interesting. But yeah, so yeah, that there is that. We also have a couple of announcements when it comes to some app
What are we gonna show at
at
Oshkosh this
Oshkosh. Yeah,
year? That's probably what everybody is wondering.
and we're going to talk about wireless autopilot as well because I think there's some questions about there's some questions about wireless autopilot. So stay with us in the live. We're going to cover all of this in the video.
Yeah. So, okay, first announcement, one of the things that we're going to be showcasing at AirVenture is a new addition to the app itself. A lot of people has requested radio communications, and so we're bringing that. For those that are new to our technology, the iLevel AW and the AP has serial ports,
And the
three,
Astro.
and the Astro has serial ports to communicate. So after or since yeah after Oshkosh, any of your iLevel AWs or APs will be able to connect to a trig transponder or any radio that uses the SL40 or the Garmin. Well, we'll put this out. Everything, I forget the exact protocol, but basically I use the trig avionics radios, which are very popular. The TT91, I believe, is the one that I use for reference for testing. And I created a interface. Can you
Mm-hmm.
put the iPad
Yeah.
up on the, so you can see now, if you're familiar with the app, if we tap on menu, now you're gonna see radio come, and it looks like this. So basically you can set your standby frequency. For example, just by tapping standby, you can put the frequency that you want, big big number so you can see it. Click enter, and that's gonna send via wirelessly to the eye level the command. Then the eye level is connected via serial to your radios, and it's going to send that command to the radios. And what we did is we added a little bit of frequency history on the right hand side. You can see if I activate my standby frequency, now this gets added to the frequency history, so I can quickly go back to 118 if that's what I was using, or 121, based on the frequency history. And then on the other side, you have custom interfaces or pre-selected, pre-configured frequencies
Frequencies. Yeah.
for your airports, basically, if you tap on the gear box, you have up to 5 custom configurations. So as you can see, like I can set Sanford and whatever. This all can change. So I can say Tower 2, for example. So everything is customizable, and then you change the frequency. You can change the name also of what you're doing. So let me see. KSFB is Sanford, right? If I want that. And then I can do the next group and the next group and so on. And you can have some pre-configured frequencies there. So if you don't have a navigation app that's telling you all this information, with the with the Levil Aviation app, you can pre-configure your flight plan, your frequencies, and then you can click on this arrow here and go through all the frequencies that are pre-configured. So, and just tap on what the one that you want, 13597, and then that will go on standby, and then you can activate them. So pretty neat. We are excited because I know a lot of people have asked for this. Um, I will try to compile a list of compatible radios. I have to find out which ones use the protocol that we first integrated. And if you have one that's not compatible with SL40 or the Garmin one, let us know, and then I can start integrating more and more radios.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below what radios do you use, so that way we also know what's out there. We're familiar with a lot of the radios, but there's some out there that
Yeah.
that maybe we're not as familiar with. So yeah, let us know what you have on the on the chat below. I think this is a great something very neat that we have for when it comes to radios, especially the fact that you can just save like the Sanford airport, or you can save the airport that I'm flying to. That way I already have it pre-configured, and then I don't have to go back. And the frequency history, that's great. If I'm doing like flying across leg and then flying back, and then I know some of the frequencies may not change, so I can just go back to where those are. So I think that's pretty neat. So
Now, ideally,
mhm.
the navigation apps then also integrate this. So what we did, I created a universal protocols that so that navigation apps can use this and start integrating, sending the standby frequency when you go to an airport, because they are the ones that have all the databases for all the airports already. So
Mhm.
I know a few app developers that are already working on this. I cannot announce this because that's on them, on their own time, but yeah, good things are coming.
No, yeah, that's great. So yeah, any questions? If you guys have any questions or any suggestions for us, let us know also in the comments below, or send us an email. I will probably just put my email somewhere on the screen right there. If you have any suggestions when it comes to this new, or let us know your what radios do you have. So that's that's great. What other announcement do we have for everybody?
Okay, we have been working really hard this past couple of months to get the wireless autopilot out the door to the selected beta testers. So it was a job of selecting different airframes, different speed ranges, different devices. Some wanted the bomb, some wanted the eye-level AP. And so we finalized this list. And then it was a matter of producing um, the autopilots, and we are ready to start shipping. So if you are a beta tester and you're watching, we are going to have a webinar next week, I believe.
Next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Sort of a introduction on how to install, basically to answer your questions, what to test for, what to look for. and just basically teach you how to use the new interface for the wireless autopilot. We are very excited and we want to see how this goes in other airframes because we've been flying this for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years
Hmm.
already on the RV9, and it always works perfect.
Yeah.
But that's the RV9, so we want to see how it performs in
And
other
on the
airplanes.
airplanes, yeah, on airplanes, yeah. So yeah, we've been working on all the challenges when it comes to bugs and trim time sizes and all that stuff. So that's why it's taking us a little bit of time, but seems like we're now ready to
Yeah.
ship.
If you don't know what the what we're talking about, let me. Do you have?
Yeah, go get on.
Let me bring one
Go
because
get
this
on.
is exciting. This is history in the making.
History in the making. So yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, probably last Oshkosh we released like what we call the wireless autopilot, and well, 3 years ago we released our wired autopilot, like our wired version of the autopilot, which is it has been a very successful. A lot of people do not want to go through the hassle of like maybe running wires or anything like that through the aircraft because once the wings are closed, I know it can be very tricky. So so we decided to come up with the same concept as the bomb, just put a turbine that's the turbine that we use to power the bomb, making a very small scale and then put it into the autopilot. So it's a really neat, it's very, very tiny. Ananda is gonna get one for you to demo so you can see what we're talking about. So we're pretty excited for the release of this wireless autopilot. We also have a lot of stuff working that are in the back working in the background. The product is going to be released next year. We're working on different projects, so that it's keeping us very busy. So but busy is always good. Now I always say, uh there she is. Let's see what you got there.
We got history.
We got history.
Okay, so did you explain what the AP was? The wireless AP?
Yes.
So, for people that don't want to wire, there's servos.
Where were you? I already said all of that
Ah,
stuff.
okay, never mind. This is how it looks
Just kidding.
like, except
Yeah.
this horrible yellow tape. I have small hands. Let me do it with Ricardo's hands. This is the size of the wireless AP, and basically the same concept as the bomb. This little turbine will provide power to the servo, which moves the trim tab, and you can have an autopilot in a matter of minutes.
Minutes. So it will be the same concept, the same trim tab concept, but instead of having the wire, the turbine's what is going to power the servo.
Yeah, it will have, so you can see, it's gonna have a little plate
Plate,
here,
yeah.
and you can either mount it, or glue it with 3M tape. We'll go through all the installation options on our webinar for the beta testers.
Yes. So so you will get an email from us probably later today or tomorrow about the details of this beta testing. Well, for our beta test, if you are here watching, you're gonna get an email from us very soon. And if you are still interested on participating on our beta testing program, send us an email. We're still on time to send some of these out. What is the minimum speed to produce the power needed for the wireless AP?
So that's one of the things we are testing because the RV9, we cannot go below, we haven't tested below 60, I think, for the RV9 with the small turbine.
The, yeah.
I think it was 60 knots. And then for slower airplanes, we put a little bigger turbine. So just so you have an idea, this is the biggest one. On the RV9, it has a little smaller turbine that creates enough power. And at 60 knots, it doesn't have it does have authority, but maybe not to enough to keep it on a like turbulent day if you're flying at 60 with the small turbine.
Yeah.
With a bigger turbine, we haven't tested. So this information is what we're going to be getting some feedback on some of the other airframes that we're testing. But I think, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we get down to 40 knots.
I'm checking here the question. Is just easier for me to see them here on my phone than on the screen. Because screen is kind of far away. Um, yeah, greetings from Melbourne, Australia, and South Carolina, Texas. Thank you all guys for joining our live. I use a Garmin GTR 200. That's my com radio. Um, my radio is Flightline. You see, I haven't heard from Flightline. Maybe
Like,
I have
like
Flightline radio.
you have flight already.
No, no, it says my radio is a Flightline.
You haven't heard
I
of.
haven't heard of Flightline.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. What is the minimum speed to produce power needed? And then the wireless autopilot version we answered. So we're very excited for Oshkosh coming up. So we'll see you next week. Anything else that we should be adding for?
Uh, any discounts coming
Oh
up?
yes, we're gonna do the 10% off at the show. It will start the week of the show, and it will end the week the once the show ends. So um, we're gonna you can buy online, you can buy at Oshkosh as well, and we'll honor that show discount whether it's online or at the show. Um, and yes, come over to see our wings and beer. So you're invited to our wings and beer party. So make sure you stop by the booth to pick up the details. When will the new version of the iLevel app be released?
So if you're looking to have radio communications, I'm gonna be releasing this next week. So Apple takes a couple of days. So expected by the week of AirVenture. So that's July 20, I think.
23rd, I think. No, 22. I don't remember now.
I must say though, this will require a firmware update on the level device because now it needs to receive the trick communication and send. So you have to do a firmware update. For this, you can try to do it yourself or send it to us. I think it's a $100 flat fee um, for us to take it in. We basically replace anything. We do a full check, do a firmware update, and if we see something that needs tune up, we do it for you. So yes, if you want to do the radios, you can email us. We'll send you the instructions on how to do it yourself, or you can send it to us for full checkup and firmware updates.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got a question here. When you roll out the radio feature, anyone using Trick TY91 must have a firmware version 1.5 or later. Ah, look at that. To receive frequency.
Okay, good to know.
Good to know.
1.5 or later. Why, what's with 1.4? Why is 1.4 not compatible if you know? But yeah, thanks for the information. We'll put it on the manuals. 1.5. Write that down.
Write it down.
Uh,
Version 1.5. What version do we have in there?
I don't know. So I was able to do this because a customer in Sun and Fun wanted the radio, and I said, if you have some radios that I can work with, I'll do the integration before Oshkosh. And he literally that day went to Sarasota Avionics, purchased his radios, and in my name, the receipt has my name on it, and he shipped to Level. And yeah, I have radios.
Yeah. And he came to you says, "Hey, purchase the radio," and then he disappeared. He didn't leave his name, last name.
So
And then I was like, "Well, I'm pretty sure he'll reach out for his radio."
yeah, so now I have to return them. But yeah, it was thank you. Thank you. Our customers are the best.
Can we update the firmware update at the show? Can we do the firmware updates at the show?
That is a great idea. Yes, we can do firmware updates at the show, definitely.
Yeah. So bring your units and we'll do some. We can do the firmware updates at the show. Hi from Argentina.
Eh,
Any plan to integrate? Transponders like U avionics, tail beacon.
That is a possibility. If you have a UAvionics tail beacon that I can borrow, or that you can buy on my name and send it to Level, then I can do the integration and send it back. Um, no, just kidding. Yeah, that is something I can research at the show. We're usually next to, or is that at San Antonio?
That's a sudden fun.
Uh,
But I think they're close by in at Oshkosh. I think they're behind us. Yeah, U avionics is right behind us at Oshkosh. So yeah, we can. That's something that we can do. It's in our same hangar, that's for sure.
For transponders, I tried wait, the transponder for Trig. What was the issue? The communication. I was not able to. I don't remember, but I didn't do the transponder codes because of something. I couldn't do it. So right now it's just radios. But transponder, I feel it's like you only change the squat code once in a while.
No, when you're
No?
doing cross country, you probably find yourself changing it a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, so that would be great. Anything else that we should add to our life and tell our viewers any question that you guys might have while we are here? No, if not, I think that's it for.
That's it.
I think that's it for us. It's not gonna be. It was gonna be a short live today. There's some stuff that we wanted to announce, um, like the radio communication through the app, and then we'll probably have the app developers do certain integrations, and then we can probably do a live with the developers, and they can show us how it works. And yeah, I think that's it for now. I can't wait to see you all at Oshkosh. It's gonna be a great week. I can tell from now. I
We're
can tell
taking
that
our paramotors.
we're taking paramotors. If you guys do paramotors and are and anywhere from here to Wisconsin, let us know. We'll stop by. So, or if you're in an airfield that we can go do paramotor, we'll stop by. So that will be great. We got a question that right there. Does your app display true airspeed?
It does not because we don't have the outside air temperature data, so we do not display TAS. Some people suggested to use this from the GRT because the GRT has an OAT input. And I have it on my to-do list, but currently the version of the app does not display TAS, true airspeed.
Let's see. I got a question right here. Give me 1 second. I know. Bingo. Um. Yeah. I don't have a. Well, I have a question here about traffic, but I don't have a simulator to show. Um. But yeah. Yeah, we're ready for the show, and yeah, that's it for now.
That's it. Thank you for tuning in, guys. We love you. See you at Oshkosh. Come
The-
say hi. Come take a picture with us.
Any integration for Dynon D180?
Dynon D180, is that a radio? I'm assuming. And the answer is not right now. If it's a radio, I can take a look at the protocols. Maybe if it's already SL30, which from my understanding in the community, it's what everybody uses. So if Dynon is using the same protocol as Trig and Garmin, then it's already compatible.
Can the be updated to take a manual entry?
Can the app be updated to take a manual entry of a frequency? Can you
Yep.
connect? If we're talking about radios here, if you tap on the standby button, then you have this big screen when you can input manually your frequency, click enter, and then tap on the active one to activate it. So yes, it can take manual entry, it can take from the history box, and it can take from the preloaded frequencies there.
Perfect. That's great. Level and you guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. Thank you. They were sending it to me, not to you.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, we're very excited. The D180 EFS AHARS, obsolete but cool, used for navigation.
Um, D180. So if you're wanting to use this for navigation, as in like connecting to the eye level, maybe to follow a flight plan, if you're using the eye level AP or the wireless autopilot, yes. If Dynon outputs the standard NMEA waypoints, then we can follow any flight plan. Most of them, most of the EFISs or the navigation systems output a standard NMEA sentence, and that's what we use to follow. So if your Dynon does that, it's already compatible.
So the manual entry was for the OID, the outside air temperature.
Oh, no, I don't know. That's a good idea. We don't have, so right now there's no true airspeed indication. I think, let me see on the speed. Yeah, we only have ground speed and indicated airspeed. Um, we could have an manual entry for OAT and display it, but then if you forget to update it, we're gonna be displaying false information. So let me think about that.
Yeah. So we use SkyDemon to send radio frequency to a trick using an Arxon RS-232 Bluetooth receiver, and wouldn't work on version 1.4 until we updated the trick firmware.
Okay.
Well, good to know.
Okay, okay.
We can do more research on that stuff.
1.5 on trick radius then.
Yeah, we gotta check what we have on our.
I mean, we have the latest one because we purchased at Sun and Fun.
No, but in the
The
RV.
RV9.
Mm-hmm.
But on the RV9 we have a Garmin. We don't
Oh,
have
that's
a
right. We
trick
have
yet.
we have a trick.
So we have to check if
We
the
have a
Garmin.
transponder. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Well, that's it for now. We'll see you at Oshkosh. If not, we'll see you on our next live. And I mean, I can't wait to see you.
Bye bye for now.
Adios.